Well, that was interesting. Well, that was interesting. There we go. We'll wait on that. All right. So hopefully those people that were coming in come back. I love that that crashed. So there's a way around it, and that's what we're going to do. Yeah. There we go. So how's everybody? I guess everybody. I got one person. How you doing? YouTube. Well, we'll see if we can prevent that crash from happening again. That was a little disconcerting. There we go. Hey, Bubba, what's going on, Captain? Having a heck of a time today. There we go. Save those changes. Get myself back in. All right. Now I'm going to get myself back into my chat. There we go. Sorry about that. Couldn't see the chat for a moment. Just fixing things here. There we go. Oh, it's just you, Bubba. What is shaking, Captain? Oh, my computer's just being a bell end. Cool. Now, a couple people. There we go. People going to get their fix, huh? See if we can get some people in, get some good chat going. We shall see. And hopefully it's not lagging too bad. That was an issue. My other program, this computer just can't handle that program, unfortunately. Let's try. Just making the link here, folks. I'm going to try a Google shortener, see if that one works. There we go. Let's try that. No lag on your side? Excellent. Good to hear. There we go. That should work. If it doesn't work, let me know. I do have my handy dandy email list for those that come in frequently. And hopefully, we'll see where the next few weeks take me, and hopefully I can upgrade my equipment, and we will have a full-on room going. Because right now, you know, trying to run it out, I've run it at a 97% drop rate. That's not going to work for everybody. It gives a 404 error. Of course it does. Oh, Google Hangouts, you tick me off. You gotta wonder what's going on with that. I do not understand why it does it. Don't get it. I just keep getting there. We'll have to wait. It'll resolve itself. Both lengths, huh? Oh well. Anybody comes in that I can invite, I'll invite that way. And the notifications are going off again. You gotta love that. You got the bell and everything done, right, Bubba? Yeah. Yeah. They say we're full of it. That's not happening. It's like that's absolutely happening. Come on now. So don't be full of it there, YouTube. No, maybe I'll add my tank. It usually ends up kind of improving things. The bell's on. Yeah, it's weird, eh? I remember yesterday I was getting every notification of my own streams coming up. Yeah, it's weird. I've just gotten to a point where it just doesn't make any sense. I'll be right back. You're going to hear me go quiet for 2 seconds. I'm just going to go turn my camera on for the tank. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. Just making sure that's up and presenting for everyone. There we go. Cool. You did. Okay, so weirdly enough, some people are getting them, some people aren't. That's just awesomeness. Well, that's all right. At least some get it, and then some cruise around. Hey, Craig's going. Good enough. So, hey, Tom. Sorry about hijacking you, man, earlier. I didn't mean to get on that topic. Just, it's a hot button topic in my life. So, it is not going to work right at the moment. I've been trying to get it to work. Bitly's being a dink. Google Shortener's being a dink. There I go. Now Bitly works. Why? Because I invited somebody in. Go figure. All right, there we go. And I bet you this one works. And there we go. That one should work. And it does. And the peasants rejoice. What's going on, buddy?
Let's go. Just had some dinner.
Excellent. Yeah, it's trying to think. It's like 6 o'clock there.
Yeah.
Awesomeness.
Because the kids had to eat.
Cool. Cool.
I don't know why.
I've always wondered that. Why they get so angry when they're hungry.
Yeah. Stop being hungry, kids. Fine. You have candy. Stop shouting at me. Shut the fuck up and leave me alone.
Exactly. There's grass right out there. Go.
Yeah. Eat it. I dare you.
Exactly. I dare you. No, I can't tell that story on there. There's a particular story about a kid, just bloody hilarious. Anyway, that I know, and what he did for money, it was just okay. So,
there are always those kids.
Like, really, you have just no shame. All right. So I was all thrilled last night, Tom. My sun corals there in the front were actually out. I could see them. So probably show a picture. Yeah, a little bit more. And right to the left of them is the Superman mushrooms I told you I had that are now fragged. I got some in this tank. So
yeah, that's good.
No, and things are going well. So I got a goal. My goal is to get my actual PC out, because this poor thing, the minute I put Streamlabs up and put any kind of video to it, it starts to go 97% drop rate.
Yeah, it's quite good processors to get the going.
Exactly. This is just too old. It's an old dual core. It just can't handle it.
It's not like gaming computer that you can throw anything at it. It doesn't even get.
And pretty handled it. You got it. Yeah. This thing is like, no.
You got any more? Come on, give me more.
Yeah, give me more.
It's like on my setup, on my OBS, I think I got 12 or 15 things going at the same time.
Yeah.
And I don't care.
No, unfortunately, this computer just can't do it. So who we got in here? We got Bubba. We got Tom, and
it's you and me and Bubba.
I can do
Bubba,
that.
Change that picture. You're looking mean.
He always does. He likes it.
Yeah, he is that mean, actually. That is a real picture.
Yeah, that's it. That's a self-portrait. Yeah.
That's me on a Saturday morning. What?
Yeah. So. No, I got all my business done. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to set up. And I tried to boot it up with Streamlabs, and it just wasn't happening.
No, it can be quite finicky.
Tell you one thing I noticed today, and I know my tank's starting to swing around the right way, is that octospawn up on the ledge there, right in the left, is actually getting out and bushier, and the polyps on my Montipora setosa are coming around.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm a little thrilled. Like, I'm watching it going, okay, baby steps. Here we go. Tank's starting to come into its own. Keep it that way.
Yeah, exactly. But that's all that counts.
Yeah, that's it. What you measure your success, I think.
Baby steps. About tank is always baby steps.
Yeah, baby steps, and be realistic with your goals, right? If you think you're going to have a butt ton of acropora, and you're going to have this in the first 6 months, well, you're going to go through a lot of money and a lot of stripping, right? You know what I mean?
And a lot of stupid fish. It always tears up my corals. I hate them.
Yeah, it tears up your corals. What happened to the cow? I didn't watch your video on the cowfish. I really didn't want to, because I know what it's like. But is he still alive currently?
Yeah, actually still alive. He's giving me the stink eye.
Yeah, so he doesn't like where he is, but he's got velvet. Does he? You can see it, or?
I don't know if it's velvet or it's kind of fungal or bacteria infection. I think it's fungal or bacteria, because his eyes are starting to clear up now, actually.
Right. What did you treat him with?
I treat him with, get the bottle here and see. It's Waterlife's fin root and Ulcers treatments. It's Maxicine.
Okay, so probably something like Prazipro.
Except the white spots.
Yep. Nice. Nope. See, that's... I think I'm more about my fish. I'll be honest. Like, that tang, as much of a bell end as he was, he has now left that poor shrimp alone. So now it's a matter of, if I see him doing it when he starts to grow them back, he'll have to go. But if he leaves them alone, let them hammer it out.
Yeah, I like my fish. I'm a fish guy.
I am. I'm a fish guy, right? I like my clowns. Like, I'm still trying to figure out if that male's just protecting a nest, and that's what's going on. I can't get underneath to look.
Don't you get like an endoscope or something?
I was thinking about putting one of my mirrors underneath and just seeing if I can find anything. And if I find eggs, that explains everything, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everything with those two idiots, right? Because he won't come out from under there. So it's either because of her or it's because there's eggs and he's protecting them and she's getting mad when he leaves. So,
but they should be doing it the both.
Yeah.
They just, if they're nibbling on the rocks, then it's probably eggs there.
Yeah. So I'm probably going to guess. Yeah, she's just keeping him there because that's the only place she'll leave him alone. So that's what I think's going on. We'll see. They'll hammer it out.
Yeah.
Right. And if not, he gets himself a nice 5-gallon home. That's going to be well done. So, you know, he's not going to be at a loss. He'll get his own bachelor pad.
Yeah. I'm free again.
Yeah.
Screw everybody else. I can do what I want now.
No, exactly right. You know.
Yeah.
And that's just it. So yeah, everything's looking a little better. Everything's coming around. The Zoes aren't liking it, but I figured the Zoes may not because of their placement. So I may have to change where I put them. But other than that, it's going well. The torch is out and happy. Everything's doing its thing. So
it's just that with the calls, man. You move them, you wait a week or two, see if there's something happens, and you move them again.
You see.
Yeah. It's a trial and error thing.
Yeah.
But I move my calls and I glue them to the rock, and that stupid fish keeps on digging them up.
Yeah, that's what they do. So, well, it's coffee time. So I'm going to go grab a coffee, come back, and let's get our chat on.
Yeah, do that. Just gonna get some ice cream. Here, that's one. Huh? Ronja?
What?
Grasson?
Nej.
Grasson, jordgubb. Ronja? Ronja?
Ja.
Grasson, jordgubb. Hallå, kärring. Jordgubb. Men ta den då. Nu! Man, those lazy bums of kids. Can't get their ass off the couch. So what you up to today, Bubba? It's the afternoon at your place, isn't it? Or just early morning? Sugar in the morning. I need to find a new background. I'm bored of mine. I want something new. Give it to me. Need a new one.
Yeah, there we go. Thanks for singing. There's the music stylings of Mr. Saltwater Journey. Yeah, so, yeah.
And turn down your volume.
Turn down your volume.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at the new background for my OBS. I'm more of a science fiction guy.
Well, you know, make it suit your personality. That's what I was doing. We went full on. We modded stuff last night. So that's going to trip my frame rates up a little bit too, because it's all a little bit of custom work.
It always is.
I hear you, Bubba. I just grabbed my cup of joe, and I'm going to sit here. And if people want to chat, let's chat. And yeah, we'll just take it from there. So,
I'm looking for a new setup right now. Maybe kind of form of a spaceship or something. Something cool.
That could be cool. Yeah, actually, that could be very cool.
That's
actually it would be. Yeah, something that's you, man.
Yeah, I love Star Trek and all that kind of sci-fi crap.
Well, you know, it's really funny. I get asked about that all the time. I am not a fan of the new Star Wars stuff.
But the old one was best.
Exactly, right. But you know what? For the kids today, if they like it, well, great. You know, it's their gateway drug to sci-fi. Yeah. I did really like Blade Runner 2049. I don't know why a lot of people didn't. I thought it held very faithfully to the whole mood and noir of the original. But
yeah, it wasn't far off.
Not at all. And it, I think they just didn't like that Gosling. Anyway, I'm not going to spoil it if you haven't seen it. I'm not even going to get into that. Yeah, not you though. There's other people I'm sure that may or may not.
It's just Bubba. He must have seen it. Bubba's seen everything.
But yeah,
he's in the States, man. I see everything 10 weeks before we do.
No, yeah, though I'll
just be right back.
Yeah, sounds good. Somebody else's coffee is ready. No, I got a busy afternoon a little later, but I'm going to stream for about an hour, maybe 2 hours, maybe 2. And then I got to cut it off because, we'll see. It's hard to say where the day's going to go, right? I do find that it really depends, right? It was a slow start to today. It really was. I don't know why, but it was. So who we got in chat? Let's shout it out, folks. Say hi, right? If you got something you want to ask, questions about saltwater hobby in general, we do get off topic, but hey, we usually try to keep it fish related or reef related. So, hey, Raven, what is going on, Captain?
Oh my God! Oh, that's running. My kids are lazy bums.
Yeah, well, they all are, man. We were. Think back.
Running my ass off.
Wasn't that long ago? No, I'm not talking about now. I do way too much now. I'm still lazy, but
yeah,
not quite the same way. You know what I mean?
More than I have to.
Yeah.
That's counterproductive.
I think we're going to have a nice Friday hangout, and when Paul gets on, I'll drop for sure. Just so Paul can have his time to himself, because I have things to do. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I do. Believe it or not, I got stuff to do. Yeah.
Man, you got to be lying.
No, so.
Oh, we all got things to do in life.
Yeah. The only thing I don't like about streaming this way, and when it comes up with the support thing I'm talking about. So if you want to donate, by the way, folks, it's there. You can. But it won't notify me. So just so you know, until I actually get my professional setup back up and running, I will keep streaming this way for now. This computer just cannot handle it whatsoever.
OBS is quite a handful for a slow computer.
Well, you got to remember, it's a 3.2 gig, but it's only a dual core, and it's only got 8 gigs of RAM. Yeah. So it's already kind of running at its limit once you get video going on it. So yeah, It was even funnier. You guys ready for this? This is funny. The power supply is so weak in this computer. When I put a 750 Ti in it and put the power to it, it literally crashed. You'd be up, did anything, we just blue screen out, pull up and go, because it just lost power completely. So I was like, yeah, that ain't happening, is it? He goes, no, put it in the drawer. When you get your other rig back, put it in, because it's an upgrade to what I currently am running.
I just can't do it, Captain.
No, that's exactly it. Went full on Scotty. It's like, it cannot do it, Captain. It just don't have the power.
Should have Paul for that one.
It's going good, Raven, but I do gotta. It's gonna be. I gotta get some funds together and get my rig at a hawk. Right, like my wife even said. She just looked at me and she goes, "Is it that bad?" And I showed her, and she goes, "97% drop frames. That's not working. I can't do that to you guys." Every other word comes through, and once in a while you see something on the screen. So yeah, that's gonna have to wait. It'll come around. Life's like that.
It's no rush.
Not at all. I can still do it this way. We can still get our chat on. People can still come in and talk. That's what it's all about for me. If it looks nice, great. And I got some big plans, guys. Big plans. So not expensive either. I was actually laughing.
It's more of a distraction.
It is, but you know what? If I can make it work for me, not me work for it, that's what I'm all about. I got to send you the link as usual, Tim. I'll send you off a link. Give me a sec, brother. Always get Tim in here.
It's one thing when I do my streams, everybody's sleeping.
Tim, send me your email again, brother. It didn't save it from last time. Let me double check it though. No. God damn.
No, mine doesn't either save the emails when I use them from last time.
Yeah.
They're all gone.
No, I'm going to save it to my other one. I thought it would have saved it from there. Yeah, it disappears every time. Go ahead, Tim, and I'll pull it out right quick. Phrasing. I am just a goof. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so. No, I had a pretty decent week. I did some voiceover work for some people. That was interesting to see how talking versus singing was. And I had a really good laugh with my buddy. We set it up, and I actually sang. And I could sing a complete song, but talking, just saying things like, hey there, people, blah, 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 was actually wearing me out. It was actually kind of flooring. And Tim, give me your email and stream here, bud, and I will pull it out again.
Yeah, that's a different part of your vocal cords, so.
It's weird. It really freaked me out. Your
singing vocal cords are trained, but not your speaking vocal cords.
Yep. And I mean, it's there. It was a struggle. Because it was like, well, I don't know why I came here tonight. Like, that was so much easier. You know what I mean? To sing that 3 minutes. Yeah. And that's exactly it, right? So I thought talking would be easier. Nope, not at all, guys. Not at
the same.
all.
It's easier for me to talk than sing. When I sing, it wears me out in 2 or 3 songs. It just hurts my throat.
Yeah. You sing? You sing?
Yes, I did. Actually, I was in the school choir. Oh my god! I just have to switch off my bubbling. Actually,
yep.
Through the switch now.
Do it. Yeah.
I have my.
That's sent, Tim. So yeah, there you go, guys. That's my interesting week. Yeah, it was really weird to see the difference between what singing was like versus talking, right? And how the endurance was so different. Really kind of floored me.
Yeah, but you will get there.
Oh yeah.
You're speaking a lot now, so you're training them up every day.
Well, and that's what I was saying to my buddy. I said, well, do you think it's? He goes, well, no. He goes, think about it. And what it might be too is that all the years of being on the phone and going, thank you for calling Xerox. My name is Craig. How can I help you today? And then all the explanation stuff I've been doing may have actually led to that. It's strong, but it may have actually weakened the range because it was such a repetitive thing I was doing.
Yeah, just burst speaking.
Right. So now I'm doing different things, like in a world where, and actually playing around with my voice. So I actually now was laughing with him doing diction stuff. He couldn't stop laughing. I was like, what? He goes, I've just never heard you do warm-ups before, ever. And I said, no. And he goes, no. He goes, when you sing, you never warm up, man. I said, oh, yeah, I guess you're right. I don't. But to actually, sit there and talk actually took some effort. You wouldn't think so, but it really did make a big bloody difference, right?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. So, there you go. Nope. So the tank's coming along great. I'm actually, like I said, really thrilled. I'd show you the picture, but it's on the phone. I didn't pull it off yet of the sun corals being out last night. So I'm going to move them. And I'm going to try to train them to come out. And I figured out what I'm going to do. And if you look, you can see the sun corals there, like right in the middle, like that little white plug. I'm going to move them underneath that rock, them and the firecracker. And I'll move the firecracker over a little bit to it, but I'm going to glue them in there. And because I can still reach there to feed and just start letting them come out during the day under some shade. That should get them out. That way I can feed them with everything else, right? So, yeah. I don't feed all the time at all. I'm not out to nutrient dense my tank as hard as possible. I don't think it can handle it right now anyway.
No, I put in some cold feed once a week.
Yeah, I do like the Reefroids. Yeah, I got to do something with my big tank, though. Big tank's going to be the big job, is getting that healthy again. That's going to be the big one, I think.
Yeah. It always takes time.
Yup.
And I like this one.
Mm-hmm. But no, definitely, it's what it is, right? I'm going to sit back now. I'm going to relax. All the stress of this morning is over, so I can actually sit back and yak with everybody and I'll go get my glasses if I can't read the chat.
What are you saying, guys?
What? Oh.
I'm not old. I'm just blind. What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. I'm actually thrilled. It's about 7 degrees out today. So 14 to about 44, 46 degrees. And, that's spring. That's the way it should be here. And it's just funny to go out in a T-shirt and a hoodie. And that's more than enough. Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect.
That's fresh air, right? You got the windows open, air up my room. Especially being a smoker, you got to watch out for that a little more. Because your room tends to start to stink, and closed room, right? The rest of my house, I just wash the walls and vacuum and stuff, and takes care of it.
The worst part is comes into your tank, so that's the worst thing.
To a degree, I don't really notice a big difference. I've actually tested after having company, and TDS went up 1 that was in the tank on my reading, and there was negligible anything else. But I mean, there's certain chemicals and there's certain things that we can't test for, right? But I was looking for total dissolved solids because they would still add to it. No, it went up 1 TDS, which, I mean, that's a lot if you think about it overall, but it's not that much. Plus, I pump fresh air into that tank constantly, right? So that's the bigger one. Get the gas exchange going. If you're in an enclosed apartment, you can't put fresh air into your tank. You may want to consider not smoking around it. Yeah, I had a friend of mine tell me he had a party. They dumped a full stein of beer into his tank. It's like, you bastards. Why would you do that?
They were thirsty.
Yeah, your fish needed a drink, man, and it won't flush. Anyway.
People are people.
Yeah, exactly, right? I mean, can you imagine? I mean, I'd be so pissed off. That's disrespectful in the first place, right?
Yeah.
That's no different than pouring a beer on somebody's couch, if you think about it, right? Yeah.
No, I would not be happy about it.
Nope, not at all. No. Why on earth would you think that was acceptable, right? But yeah, so no, my thing now is I want to get my heaters going. I think that's going to be my big thing, is the heaters. I want to get that leveled off. And then with the 120, I haven't really decided yet where I want to go, other than, get the heaters on it and that. I may get the modules for Gulf Coast Ecosystem. There we go. So, hey, everybody. Dave's Nano Tank did actually post a new video today, so don't forget to check that out a little later if you haven't already.
I haven't got a notification yet.
Yeah, I just got one, actually. So there you go. So there's the notification system on YouTube, folks, is FUBAR. As far as I'm concerned, whatever they changed, that algorithm, they screwed it right up. No.
It gives you sometimes, not always. It says so even when you have a notification ball.
Exactly.
The notification will be sometimes, not always.
Yeah. But yup. So here we are. So Tim.
So that'll be good.
Raven. You in a quiet mood, Raven? You didn't pop in there. The link's above you, or were you looking for a link? Yeah.
I was talking about.
Yeah. What? How old are your kids again, Tom?
15, 12, 9, and 6.
And 6. Oh man. No wonder your blood pressure's up.
Sky high,
I bet you. That's a wealth of different attitudes right there. That's what that is.
Yeah, 24/7.
Yeah, it would be.
Balance at the superstore.
Is the 15-year-old girl or boy?
Boy.
Boy? Yeah, thinks he's a man now, right? Or has he hit that stage yet?
No, he just thinks he rules the world.
Yeah, so he thinks he's the man. Yeah. That's all right. He'll think that right up until one day when he realizes, wait, I'm not. No, you are not the man.
I pointed out to him several times.
Oh, there's not much you can do, right? They learn. You learned, if you remember back to when you were that age, right? I didn't learn anything the easy way, man. I did everything the hard way.
Of course you do. That's the fun part.
That's that's the part you look back and you laugh about it, but there's a little tear in the corner. Where it's like, why didn't I listen? All I had to do was not do that one thing, and I wouldn't have did all that other stuff, right?
Why
it's
did
the
I
same.
do that?
You know what? And look at that. I can correlate that into reefing. If you just had a listened and not done that one thing, or did that one thing you were told, you could have avoided all of that. So, yeah.
You could have had a good life.
Yeah, exactly, right? What are you doing, Cat? Cats are mad because their food bowls aren't completely full. They're only, half full. And my young male there, he gets all bent right out of shape, man. All bent out. He's like, oh, and it's like, just wait. We're going to the grocery store later. There's Tim. What's going on, Tim?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Not much. You must be in the car, are you?
I am, and it's a dusty, windy day in El Paso, Texas. This is what I pay. I got nice temperatures, but this is what I have to pay sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
A brown out here. Dusty, windy,
Yeah.
But, it beats, what was your temperature?
Today? About 44.
Well, I know today's not too, you got it pretty good today, but usually you're like, when I hear your temperature, I'm like...
In the 20s, yeah.
No, thank
Now,
you.
wait for it, though. Wait for it. In about 2 to 6 weeks, it's going to start climbing up in past the 50s. So we'll start getting the 50 average days and then into the 60s. And then you'll hear me bitching and complaining about July and August about it's too damn hot. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
It can't be too hot. That's impossible.
Oh, it is for us, man. No. How can you say that? You're more northern than I am.
Yeah, I like the warmth.
No, we don't. Most Canadians don't.
What's going on?
Yeah. The minute I think it's over about 68, we're done. Yeah, air conditioning's on at 62 here.
And they even own air conditioning.
Oh, I'd blow up. I'd just be walking down the street and you'd hear just that little and I caught on fire, right?
I freeze it. I freeze at like 40 degrees. That's all.
Oh man, I could show you cold, Tim. I could and stand there and look at you.
No, you're not.
What do you mean you're cold, boy? Yeah.
You know nothing about the cold.
I'm originally from the Midwest, and
you should know cold if you were from.
I do, but I've lived here so long. I've lived here for 30 years now, so I'm like the local El Pasoans now. I'm like anywhere. When I first got here, I thought they were crazy. They would tell me, "Oh, it's cold. It's like 50 degrees." Like, well, these people are nuts. But now I'm one of them. Nuts.
Yeah, now you're one of them. One of us. Let's all go to Roswell and watch UFOs.
It's just a hole in the, it's nothing. You blink your eyes and you're through it. There's nothing.
Well, exactly. There, really. I tried to tell people that. That's why, everyone's so interested in it, though, because it's so cryptic. And it's like, well, why do you think it's cryptic? It's where they take black projects to test them. That's why it's so cryptic. Yeah. Jeez.
They can't tell you everything.
No.
Exactly. They don't stuff you don't need to know about for right now,
No. Well, you guys ready for we were talking about governments and stupidity and everything. Okay, so Canada is a big NATO player, right? I don't know if you guys know what NATO is, but the North American Treaty Organization, right?
Right.
So we help out and do a lot of stuff. And one of the things we do need to do is, I think the best term for it is interdiction. Right, so we'll fly cap missions and and stuff like that to protect areas and blah blah blah. So we have a very old fleet of F-18s. Okay, they were all purchased in 1982. The newest one is 24 years old. All right,
and we got new ones.
Yeah, right. So it was kind of funny that we got in on the F-35 thing, and it was all done without being done right. And they tried to say it was because it was this, it was that. No, you did it wrong. You can't do that. The people kind of get ticked off when you're committing to paying $150 million a plane,
Yeah.
and we're only going to get 60 planes, which means we're putting half our pilots out of work, right? Blah, blah, blah. So then it was, okay, we're going to only get so many of these, and we'll get 18 Super Hornets in the interim. And everyone's like, okay, it's cheaper, right? Well, no, actually, they're going to cost us the same. What? Like, what? You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
they pulled out of that now. So now what they're going to do is they put it up to open competition, and I'm so thankful that Saab resubmitted again, and we're looking at the Gripen EF, right? And it's like, for us, it is a plane designed for a similar environment, right? And it does the job we need. And if we supplement that with F-35s, so if you're going to buy, say, 18 or 20 of something, buy those, put our best guys in those, and then our next best guys put them in, and buy 100, or more of these Gripens, right? They're easier to run, they're cheaper to run. Get those, right? And it's this all-in-one mentality that all these countries have. It's like, you know what? The U.S. has paid for this 6 times over. Yeah. Every time you see them try to do that, Robert McNamara, if you guys know who that is, and we're going to do it all. He had it right for some stuff. Why should the militaries all have different boots? Why should they? There were things that made sense, right? Yeah. But you can't tell all the Air Forces, right? So the Marines, the Navy, and the Air Force, that they all got to fly the same plane. They all do different jobs. Yeah. Right? And the minute you compromise an aircraft that it has to do everything, things start to kind of go downhill really quick. That's like saying an aircraft carrier also has to act like a destroyer. That's not going to happen. Are you kidding?
They hardly do.
Yeah.
They all got a job to do.
Exactly. So, and it comes down to what we were kind of talking about in your stream, is that politicians do not understand. You know what I mean? It's all about money with them. And I get it. And I love it that you're trying to watch everybody's budget. But when it comes to the military and what you're committing to, you got to stop thinking in dollars and cents and start thinking of them tactically. Right? So, what it is.
Yep.
And now to quote Forrest Gump, well, that's all I got to say about that. So, yeah. So where are you off to, Tim? You're out running around in that weather.
Oh, I'm out. I'm still until probably August is when I'm old, man. I'm getting ready to retire, probably. But until then, I work for a home health agency, so I go see patients during the day. So, I'm out seeing patients today. So.
Okay. What do you do?
I'm a home health nurse.
Oh, you're like I think we call them LPNs up here, extramural nurses and LPNs. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Kind of went a little bit further and specialized into wound care, so I'm the wound care nurse.
Ooh, cool. You gonna come up and do my toes when they do them? My buddy,
I went too far, Craig.
Oh no, I didn't. No, it's all right.
I actually took a whole diabetic wound care course. Because El Paso, the Hispanic community, which is 95% of El Paso, is diabetes is like, it's like. I don't know. They're just that in the Hispanics that runs a very high rate of diabetes in Hispanics. So we see a lot. I do a lot of diabetic wounds here in El Paso. So.
But you know what's funny? My cat ran over my foot last night, so I have to look after my foot.
Yeah.
Right? Because he cut it. I got to make sure it heals. Right. But what's funny is they're going to remove the toenails from my great toes and second toes.
Yeah.
Because I got that inherent diabetic / hereditary thing. I have really bad ingrowns, and I can't really cut them the way I used to. Plus, I'm causing a wound when I do that, right?
Yep.
So they're going to do that, and my wife cannot touch feet. She won't even look at feet. Right? And I'm sitting there going, I'm about to have this done. I'm going to be in hell. That's what's going to happen. I'm going to look at her and go, if you don't clean that, it's going to fall off.
Yeah, you got to. Well, you already know this. You got to be, well, anybody, but it's particularly diabetics. You got to be really, really careful. So you can get an infection, and you can. Well, we won't get into it. You can.
Well, we know what it. We all know what it can do. We've all diabetes took my leg. Like we know, right? I try to explain to people what.
toe, foot, leg.
Toe, leg, arms, fingers, everything, right? Like
Yeah,
I said to one guy.
What's your blood sugar this morning? Oh, 278. Jesus.
What?
Come on, you know?
Well, okay,
Well,
wait a minute.
Common.
Wait.
That's just common, you know, with diabetics here.
278? What scale are you? What's normal? What's normal?
Well, you get up in the morning fasting, you should be between 70 and 130, you know.
Okay, so it's almost like you guys multiply by 100. Okay, because we use a different scale. So when I get up, I should be normal, be 5, right? 5 to 6. I usually somewhere.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's the scale they're using, but I don't know which one it is, right? Blood sugar meter. Yeah. Mine's generally around 7.8.
Yeah.
When I'm bad, it's closing in on 20. So that would be in the
like, what would that be like?
Like the high 200s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I have the same scale we have here.
I had I went through, well, I've gone through several courses, but once you get to 250 plus on your blood sugars. I had a podiatric surgeon who specializes in wound care. In other words, she does foot surgery. Anyway, who told me, you know, if you got patients their averaging blood sugars 250, you're wasting your time on wound care. The only thing you're doing is just putting a clean gauze on and dressing, because you're not being able to effectively treat the wound if their blood sugars don't stay down lower than that. So that's how important it is, you know. So.
Yeah, exactly, right. And I know when I'm running too high all the time. That's why I get my A1C checked every 3 months.
Yeah.
Right, is to make sure that I'm averaging better than that.
So
and I am.
What's your A1C?
My last A1C was 10.2. So the 100 range, low hundreds.
Well, now A1C is a different type of scale. You know, you want to be right around 6 or below is probably pretty good here in the U.S. So if you're 10, that would be. If we're looking at, I mean, if we're talking about the same scale, that would be kind of high.
That'd be high, right? Yeah, because my previous A1C was 7.1.
That's not bad.
Right. So, which is where I should be. Right, that's where he wants me, is in the low 7s, high 6s, right?
Yeah. That would be good.
Yeah, because I'm a diabetic. There's no getting away. I'm going to have a higher sugar, right? Because if I go low, then I run the risk of acid ketosis.
Right.
Right, which is like, or is it the other way? Too high is acid ketosis, right?
Acid, yeah.
Right.
So, the A1C is like the gold standard, you know. That's like, I mean, patients can say whatever they want to, and the glucometers that we use can sometimes be good and bad. But the A1C, I mean, that's going to tell you right on, you know, for the last 3 months, you know, where you're at with your blood sugar levels. So.
Yep. Oh, mine's going to come up. I know it's bad because he already put in new meds. But it's mostly my blood pressure. He thinks it's causing it. So.
He knows you, Craig.
Oh, everyone does, man. I'm a diabetic. But you can't argue about diabetes. You know, I love the guy. I love the one. Okay, guy, I'll give you a pet peeve. Okay, where the call center environment is really big here in Canada. We've become the new India. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. So
okay.
We're friendlier. We speak English, and you may be convinced we are. So.
Can I speak to Timothy Gentry today?
Yeah.
That's what.
No. My name is Steve. I'm from Texas land. You know, like. So, you know, when you get into it, somebody asked me, they said, well, what's the big deal? I said, well, you know, my favorite is the scent-free environment thing, da-da-da-da-da-da. I said, okay. And you'll see someone, they need to go home. I can't breathe. Somebody walked by with perfume or Axe or whatever. And then they're outside smoking a cigarette.
Exactly.
Right? So I'm just like, what? Why are you still here? Or, you know, they're talking about their sugars, and I look after myself while they're eating a fucking cupcake in front of you. You know,
my sugar's a little bit high. I take a cupcake for that.
Well, here's the thing. So my favorite is my buddy comes up to me. My blood sugar, we tested same time. We're both diabetic type 2. I'm a type 2 diabetic, by the way. Right? So I'm insulin resistant. That's why my sugars will sometimes look really unnaturally high. Because my body's still producing insulin. It's actually me restricting that. That's the big deal for me. So at least how it's been explained to me. So what's really funny about it is I got another buddy, he's the same way. And we're at work, and he's saying he's not feeling well. So I said, well, let's test sugars. So I tested mine, and it was 7.8, and I'd had 2 coffee and a Coke. Right? Okay, so that's not that high for what I've got in me, right? I know it was going to climb higher. I even said to him, I'll probably get to about 9. And he's like, right. He tested his sugars. It was 27.6. And I'm looking at him, and I'm waiting for him to pass out. Right? And I had to say to him, and it has made no difference. Right? But, he, and I know him, and, it's one of those things. I'm just waiting for it to get him. Hey, Cruz. He's going to get acid ketosis. You're right. That's what I was worried about. That he's going to go south.
But how does it affect you, Craig, when you take about an energy drink or something like that?
I don't drink them. I don't go near them.
No, I know you don't do that, but their sugar should go sky high.
Craig, you drink so many cups of coffee today. How much do you drink? Caffeinated, decaffeinated, or is that full strength?
No, that's full strength coffee, buddy.
Yeah.
But I don't sweeten it. Well, no, that's a lie.
27 cups a day.
I use that International Coffee House sweetener, the non-dairy creamer, and the sugar level is way less than me actually putting refined sugar in. Yeah. It's still there, but it's nowhere near as brutal. We actually tested it down the sugar meter. It was like 10%. Or it was almost 10% of what sugar would have been. Yeah. So I get the sweet without dumping 3 or 4 sugar into my coffee, right? So it's really funny that and like I said, this guy, I asked him, well, what the hell are you eating? And he's a bread and pasta eater.
Oh, okay.
So you know what he's doing? It's just pure carbs and sugar in his system. Right? And I said, you got to stop doing that, man. You got to start eating some vegetables, start eating some, real healthy stuff, right? And actually maybe switch over to more protein, right? I said, talk to your doctor, go get to a effing nutritionist, man, right? Yeah. And make it work for you. You're only going to go so far. Like my doctor looked at me, we've made our peace with the fact that I'm going to drink coffee and Coca-Cola.
Right.
Right? But I'll cut everything else down as far as I can to offset that for myself, right? But when I crash, it's a little bit of, when everyone says, what's crash? If I don't drink a certain amount of this or do a certain amount of that, or I don't get out and exercise at all for a day,
right.
then I start to feel really weird, right? And it's my body telling me, well, you haven't burned off something or you don't have enough of something. So, I got to start regularly testing again. I stopped testing 3 years ago. I just basically leveled off. And said, this is pointless. It's costing me hundreds of dollars, to hurt my fingers and piss myself off. You know what I mean? And now they got ones that you can do it anywhere. So I'm like,
What do you do? What meds what are you taking every day? Or are you taking something?
For diabetes, I take metformin.
Yeah.
2,000 milligrams a day.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's usually like 500 once or twice a day.
I take 500 4 times a day.
Ooh.
Right? That's if I think I'm going to be bad. Right? If I think I'm going to be good, I'll take 2 in the morning, 2 12 hours later. Right? Because I really go ahead.
You sound like some of my diabetics. I still run into one of these patients every once in a while. They'll go, I'll say, wow, the blood sugar's really high. And they'll say, okay, well, I'll take some insulin. And I go, what? And they said, well, anytime it runs a little high, I just go get some extra insulin.
No.
Take some dose
they're chasing the numbers. We talk about chasing the numbers with the refill tank.
Diabetics are always chasing numbers.
I can't get them to. I go, no, it doesn't work that way. Come on, you can't.
Of course it does.
I want a piece of cake, so I'm gonna.
Okay.
I eat a piece of cake, so I'm gonna have some
cheap.
Really? You've got to, it's really funny. I was talking to my doctor, and he likes my attitude about it because I know I did it. I don't take a pill to offset it or give myself insulin. I know what I did. I'm now going to go lay down, or I'm going to go burn it off.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because my body's got to do that. Because if I use it, man, we talk about chemicals in the tank. You're absolutely right, man. People are more interested in sticking chemicals in themselves.
Chasing the numbers. Every time I hear that on the stream, I think about the diabetics.
I bet you would. Yeah, I bet you would. You know what's really funny about it too, is that we're such a what's the word I'm looking for? A microwave generation.
Yeah.
That people just can't deal with the fact that, look, it's not going to be Star Trek 4. Bones McCoy isn't going to be coming along and give you a pill and clear up your kidney disease. You know what I mean? It's just not going to happen.
He'll hook you up.
You know, there'll be a day, I'm sure, that they'll figure it out. But, you know, you're talking about genome work. You know,
Hey,
they're going to have to...
We're getting closer to that device that Doc had, you know, the Bones had, where he just runs it and you hear the
yeah,
runs it over the person's body and it diagnoses them, you know. We're getting close to that, you know. So if you think about some of the stuff that we have today, if you look at Star Trek, sometimes it's kind of I look at that, I go, this was done in the 60s, you know, because you know, like the phone or the radios they use is like, I mean, that guy, whoever came up with some of the ideas in that show was like really
way ahead of their time. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, the Motorola flip phone was based on the communicator, right? So, you know, those guys up at Motorola, they were huge Star Trek fans, right? You know.
Well, the first time I ever saw one, I didn't know that, but the first time I ever saw a flip phone, I go, it's like Star Trek.
Yeah, it looks like Star Trek.
I'm going, and every once in a while I still watch an old Star Trek from the 60s. I'm going, Jesus, you know what?
I've seen this before.
Yeah.
Exactly.
My favorite quote is everyone always says, Scotty, beat me up. And that's never been said in the show.
Oh, let's see.
That's it.
What does he say? Beam us up or beam...
Scotty, free to beam up. You know, he's never said, Scotty, beam me up. Right? Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Just a weird UFI fact. Right, everyone thinks he got to, you know,
to destroy everything we believe in, Craig. Just do that.
Oh no,
Just destroy us.
Yeah, right by the short hairs. I got you. Rip your heart right out through there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Star Trek. When you look at the '60s, so, but a lot of it now it does look kind of hokey. But for the time, it was pretty good for the time.
Absolutely, no, it was the thing, right?
Yeah, I was a kid then.
They were long before that time, actually. So.
Yeah. Oh, it's before my time. I was watching reruns when I was born. You know what I mean? Like by the time I was 3 years old, I was hooked. I was hooked on Star Trek by the time I was 3. And I mean, it was off the air in '69. That was the last year. So now I was born in '71. So there you go, right?
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, I cried when Spock died. Yeah, hold on, guys, just a sec.
And all the decisions. So you just started work, Tim, or you've been working for a while now?
What's that?
Have you just started your work today, or you've been working for a while today?
A couple hours.
Yeah. So halfway through.
Hey, was that you? Was that your video on the cowfish that was?
Yeah.
Was that? Not doing too good, huh?
No.
Oh, that's a shame.
I think it's a fungal or bacterial. I hope it's that, because that is curable.
Yeah.
If it's velvet, he will be dead within 3 days.
Oh. I don't, I don't really like name my fish or anything, but after I've had the fish for a while, I kind of, you have some type of feeling towards them. And
yeah, I don't name my fish either. Actually, it just some of the fish they automatically just grew on you.
Yeah.
Like my Valentine puffer and my Mr. SquarePants here.
Yeah. Yeah, they
have a personality that grew on you.
Yeah, so it always kind of bothers me when I lose a fish. And
yeah, I'm more a fish guy than a coral guy. So if I lose a coral, I don't give a crap. But I lose a fish, man, it's a little bit harder.
Yeah, I'm probably about the same way. I'm about the same way because they, somehow they usually develop. Each one kind of develops a personality, and you just get used to them, and it's kind of rough sometimes when you lose them.
So my starry blenny is attacking my fox face.
Jesus Christ!
Again,
and I'm like, what the hell? Right?
Are you giving those fish drugs or what the hell?
No, I think it's I starved the tank a lot. So I think there's a lot of food aggression going on.
Oh, okay.
You're like Michael.
Oh, I'm
feed
awful.
Your fish.
I gotta, well, I was doing it a certain way. I'm going to start doing that again because I got some plans. I'm going to go buy some stability for the tank for now and start feeding the tank a certain way and get everything kind of back to balance. So I think what has been going on is food aggression. So if that's the case, I have no choice. I got to feed the tank a certain way, or I end up with fish that are trying to kill each other.
What they're trying to kill you know that thing with your blue tang the other day. That's kind of every time I look at my tank and my blue tang now, I'm going, let's not get any ideas.
Yeah, don't get any ideas, boy.
I got
you don't listen to those people.
I got a couple of fire shrimp in there. I'm like, let's not go.
Yeah, please don't eat the $70 snack. Yeah. No, exactly.
No. Yeah, no. So I don't think so. He's never shown anything like that, and I've had him about 6 years, so I doubt it. But I don't know how long you had that blue tang. You have?
Oh, he's about what now? 3 months old.
Okay.
3 months in my tank, and he's probably a little over a year. So I think what happened, I think, so is the food. I'm pretty sure. It just the behavior fits, right? So, like, son of a bitch.
He just decided one day, damn, that antenna looks good on that.
Yeah, I'm going to eat that. Why? Because you're right there and I'm hungry. Yeah.
Wow. Okay,
yeah,
guys, I'm gonna have to leave you. I'm gonna actually have to go do a little bit of work here.
Absolutely. And actually, I am going to cut it off. I do have some. I just got a call while I was out there dealing with that. So I'm going to cut the stream off for now, too. I will check with Paul a little later, see if he's up and running. If he's not, then I'll put something up. We'll see what's going on tonight for fun.
Okay,
all right, guys?
Have a good rest of the day. I'll talk to y'all later.
Sounds like a plan. Take care, guys, and take care. Bye. Thanks for coming, guys, and we'll see you in a bit.
Chip, chip.